Hello, sorry, I was having technical difficulties, so we're just gonna do this off my laptop and live with this. I don't know, I don't know what's wrong. I think I need to update my computer software because Mac just got a new update, but I didn't update it yet. So I guess we'll try updating it and hopefully it'll work next time. But I'm just going to get a hot pot of water going because I'm going to boil half of a chicken. Hello. So what are you guys doing on Friday night? Well, I mean, it's Eastern here, so it's like 5:30. And I'm also going to get another pot of hot water for when I make copia noodles. The water has to be boiling hot. Oh no! Oh, okay. Yay! Break from work. Where are you from? California? I just have half a chicken, or I guess a whole chicken here, that I'm going to rinse off real quick. All right, so I'm only going to cook half of this because it's only the two of us. Let's see, enough here. I'm going to, let's see, just cut off a wing. I'll probably cut off the wings so we can eat these in the copia later. And it doesn't have to, you don't need a scary knife or anything because chicken is just cutting at the joints. I'm gonna cut both the wings. So yeah, you just get real comfortable, find the joint, and then you cut it. Do you guys like wingtips? I do. And then maybe I'll keep the breasts and just do the dark meat because we're dark meat eaters anyways. And then when it comes to the leg, I just kind of break the joint and then you could usually pretty easily cut it like that. And then I'm gonna cut this. There's another joint right here. And then you just find the joint. Super easy. I like the wingtips if they're like fried or oven baked, and then I'll nibble on them. And I'm gonna cut a slit in the leg so that it cooks faster. And I'm also gonna cut like a slit in the thigh right here so it cooks faster. These are just things my mom always did. I'm gonna cut the other leg. And then we're gonna leave the back and the breast on. And then maybe I'll make that into something else later. Yes, just like potato chips. My husband doesn't really eat the tips, so I eat his tips too when we make like wings. All right, so there goes the meat. And then I always store the leftovers in Tupperware. And I always keep, well, maybe I'll throw this backbone in the stock. But the breast, I just put it in this Tupperware if it fits. I love my gigantic sink. Just wash your chopping board because that's all the raw meat I'm going to be cutting. And I love my giant chopping board. When I lived at my old place, it was such a tiny place, and this giant chopping board was way too big for the place. But now I have a giant sink, so it's great. Now I'm going to wash my knife. And I love my kiwi knife. It's really the only knife I use. Do you hate it when people don't clean off their chicken bones? When like you're eating wings and you're just, why is there all this meat left? That's really frustrating. And then this goes into the fridge for later. Normally I would have like wanted to use my camera and put my portable stove here, and I would have done it that way, but I decided not to do that. And the water is about to come to a boil, so I'm going to put my chicken in the water. And we'll let that boil, I don't know, for like 15 minutes or something. You're so weird! My husband's downstairs. Okay, so for the noodles, thanks. You know, my kitchen was like all wood, and then when we moved in, I painted it. And I'm much happier with this color versus like it had a lot of wood before. So this is really nice, but it was a lot of work. Now I think a lot of people have issues with making the noodles. So let's do the noodles. It's super easy. It doesn't need to be complicated. So I'm using a scale because I have one and I like using a scale, but you could definitely just measure it with measuring cups. And I really don't like measuring things, but when it comes to using flours and stuff, I have to measure, and it's really annoying for me. But, and you know, you could really do like 1 bag of tapioca starch and 1 bag of rice flour, but since I have 2 open bags of tapioca starch, I can't do that. So let's see how much tapioca starch I have. So it looks like 7.4 ounces. I usually actually don't do a 1-to-1 ratio. I'll do a little more tapioca starch. So what I'm actually going to go to is 12.5 ounces. So really, really I like to do like 1 cup of rice flour and then 1 1/4 cup tapioca starch. So since I have 12.5 ounces of tapioca starch, I'm going to put 10 ounces of the rice flour in. And I always like to have these on hand. They're just convenient to have if I want to make this, or if I want to make some dessert or a go or something. This is always really convenient to have. So then I'm going to put 10 ounces. This is going to make a lot of noodles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out a lot of noodles. And then I actually like to freeze them so that when I'm feeling really lazy, I already have noodles in the freezer. You know, my husband's probably still watching, but he could really just come up here. I think he prefers to see me through a screen. Okay, so the water is almost boiling. And it's really important to have your water boiling, because if you don't, then it won't cook the flour. Like, if it won't cook the flour, and then it won't stick the way it's supposed to. And then my chopping board on the other side is flat. So eventually I'm going to put this, I'm going to start mixing it in this bowl. And then once it's cool enough to touch, then I'll roll it out on here. Okay, so you start with a little, and then you just gradually add. So I don't think that a lot of people really measure how much water they actually put in, because it really depends on your environment, and you just slowly keep adding. And it might seem like it's not enough water, but once you keep going, then it becomes like too sticky. So I just slowly add a little by little. These are probably like in half cup increments. And since the water's like boiling, it's super hot. And I probably shouldn't have worn black. But I'll probably put gloves on to help, because I don't have like those calloused hands that can't feel heat, and I can't eat like super hot burning food either, because I'm not a real cook. I just act like I can cook. You know, I was debating whether I should have probably used my KitchenAid for this, make my life easier. And this is actually going to make a lot of noodles. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's starting to clump together, and I think we're good on water. And like I said, I'm going to put gloves on because I can't handle the heat. And I'm a punk. And you know, my mom, I didn't eat this a lot when I was a kid because my mom didn't like making the noodles. And you know, back then we live in Ohio, so there's not a lot of like rice noodles that are pre-made that are readily available for you. Not like if we would have lived in Minnesota or California. So here we go. I'm just going to kind of start kneading it in here. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have worn black. It's really hot. I think I only made this with my mom like once when I was already like in middle school. But prior to that, we like rarely ate it. We only ate it on like if there were at like a party, like wedding or something like that. See, it's already like coming together pretty well. And I'll probably keep kneading it in the bowl because it'll continue to like clean off the flour on the sides. Whew. So I just hit 8 months for my pregnancy, and I'm always out of breath. It's so sad. I feel like, dang girl, Why are you always out of breath? Yeah, should have used the KitchenAid. I don't have the pasta roller attachment. I don't know. I keep looking at it and debating whether or not I should really invest. I have been eating more pasta. I think it'd be cool to make my own like fettuccine or sheets of lasagna. See, this bowl's pretty clean. Not too much flour anymore. And I have this giant lump here. And I think what I'm gonna do, I might divide this into 3 so that I can roll it out into sheets. Copia is really easy to make. Ooh, this girl's sweating. Yeah, copia is super easy to make. I don't know. My mom just didn't like making when I was a kid. And I'm going to use a towel to cover it so it doesn't dry out. And then I will need some flour on this board. And I finally got a real rolling pin because I was going to make dumplings. So I got a real rolling pin instead of using my spitzel, my mortar and pestle. And now I'm just going to try my best to roll it into sheets. And, you know, at this point, you can get real friendly with the flour. And it's okay if there's a lot because it can be pretty sticky. And by the way, I like to do a little more tapioca flour than rice flour because I think tapioca flour, the tapioca flour makes it a little firmer, but the rice flour, like tapioca flour helps firm it up and bonds it better, but I think rice flour is really the texture that you want. Okay, let's see. You know, the reason why I was doing all those makeup lives was because last year I was really busy with the play that I was in. But now I barely put makeup on because we're all working from home. And I feel like sometimes my husband sees me when he gets home from work and he's like, whoa, rough day. So now it's like this sheet. And I'm going to fold it into thirds-ish. And use my kiwi knife. And I'm just going to cut them like half a centimeter thick. It's so easy. It's just chicken broth. Just chicken broth in these noodles that are super quick and easy to make. I was debating whether I should have done get on Instagram Live when I put my face on today. But I barely put my face on. And you know, people that say that you glow when you're pregnant, they're lying because I've never had so much acne in my life. My forehead has so much acne, I don't even know where it came from. I normally don't even have acne. So there goes my noodles. And let's see. I'm going to put these noodles. You know what? I'm actually probably just going to bag them up. into these little sandwich bags. So now I'm going to shove these into the freezer because I have a lot of dough left. And one of these like quart-sized sandwich bags are perfect for one meal of me and my husband. You're so full of it. Oh, he's a joke. Thanks, June. You're so sweet. You're always super sweet. Now we're gonna do the second third. Same thing, and I will probably freeze this too. And I roll till they're about maybe like a less than half a centimeter thick. And I don't make them super pretty. They're not like real square or anything. Like, I just do what I can. You know what? One time there's a local company and they offered to they were coming to our area and they reached out to me and asked me if they could trial cooking a meal in my house. And after they were done cooking, they made us pasta and it was really good. And my husband goes, "Oh, it's really nice to have someone cook for you." And I gave him the dirtiest look, so do I not cook for you every day? You're so dramatic, June. It has been a long time though, because I don't really put my face on. I have been trying to be a little better recently. So just cutting away these noodles. And there you go. Toss them in the flour that's here so they don't stick together. Whew. I'm getting hot. There you go. And then I will put these in the freezer. And this last one here, I'm gonna roll this out. Actually, chicken might almost be ready. I'm going to scoop out some of the impurities that are floating on top. And they do look ready, so I'm going to take them out so they cool down. This way, when I go back in and cut them, they will be super duper hot. Because, you know, like I said, my hands cannot handle it. And since it's just the two of us, I'm going to keep the wings in there whole and the back. So I'm just going to keep letting this boil for a little bit. All right. So the last bit of noodles. And my sisters, they don't really cook home food either. So, or really like Asian food, I feel like. So whenever we're together, I tell them, like, if you guys have any requests, you better tell me. And my sister's coming back to visit this weekend because her kids are on winter break. And she's like, Bonnie, I really want to eat pork chops and rice, Vietnamese style, because you posted those pictures. So tomorrow I'm going to go buy some pork chops so I can marinate them for her. Well, I said before that for the pregnancy, we've been married for a while. And, I'm such a free spirit. And I didn't want to have kids immediately, even though everyone, I think, would do Laura. But because I'm 29 now. And we got married when I was 25. And they're like, oh, and I wanted to finish my master's degree first. So we waited. And then we waited until I was almost done. And I was like, okay, let's try. And then, I don't know, it was real easy for us. And I feel really bad saying that because I know a lot of people have issues. And I think it's really selfish that I waited and made him wait. But girl got goals. Well, I guess maybe it wasn't like his family. It was really my mom always yelling at me. So yeah, we were trying, and then we found out. And of course, I told him over dinner. When I found out, I went to go buy these little baby shoes, and I put them under, like, I covered all the food because he was coming home from work, and I was waiting for him. And then I covered everything, all the plates of food, and then I just handed it to him, and then he uncovered it, and then he saw the shoes, and I guess he connected the dots. Yeah. So that's what happened. And it was like the pandemic, so we were kind of like, I don't know. Is it ever a good time though? Pandemic, no pandemic. So these noodles are ready. And I guess I am going to wait for a little bit before I toss them in. I'm going to put them in this bowl and cover them. And then now I'm going to cut up the chicken. Looks like it's not super ready, but that's okay. So yeah, that's how we found out. And it's been super easy. Just I guess now I'm out of breath all the time. And I'm tired again. I guess I wasn't sick at all. I've gained 10 pounds 8 or 10 pounds or something like that. And yeah, it's been really easy. And you know, I feel bad saying that, but maybe I'm just also I'm just very lucky. I'm very fortunate. And I know not a lot of people are. Not everyone is. So I'm just cutting these into slices. This is just the thigh. Sorry, I already made the dough, but when this is over, you can go back and watch it again. And then I also packed them into little bags and I'm gonna freeze them so I can eat them whenever I want. But the dough is super easy. It's just rice flour, tapioca starch, and boiling hot water. And I'm gonna keep the bones. I'm gonna keep a little bit of meat on the bones, and I'll toss those back in. And then got the 2 drums. Okay, I have some leftover chicken broth right here from the other day, and I'm going to add that in too. And this chicken broth was seasoned with like lemongrass and chicken herbs and all that good stuff already. So I'm not going to add any more to this pot. And I'm gonna let that come to a boil. Then we're gonna add our meat back in and then add our noodles in, and then while that's boiling, I'm gonna chop up cilantro and green onions, and then we'll be ready. Yes, Tao does cook. He's the oldest of 10 kids, and he cooks a lot, actually. It's just that I'm really particular, not about like what I eat, but about my kitchen. So that's why he doesn't cook anymore. But when we met, he like lived on his own and everything. And Tao's quite a bit older. So, you know, he knows since he's the oldest, Nupo like Yumo and all the other good stuff. Like when I was making the how to pack a chicken video for your loved ones, he was like, well, don't forget to show him how to, you know, tell if a chicken's ready, poke it on his thigh. You know, so I'm very fortunate. And since he's a little older, he like knew life before rice cookers existed, so he knows how to quinoa and all that good stuff. Well, you know, Tao is a good cook. I don't know. I just don't let him touch my kitchen. I told him a long time when we were looking for, or before we were looking for a house, that we really needed a house with 2 kitchens so that he could have one and I could have one. But I think we are settling on me having the kitchen in the house and then him like cooking outside, like grilling and stuff. So I think we've come to an understanding. All right, so we're just gonna let that pot come to a boil, and I guess I'm gonna wash these so that I could cut cilantro and green onions on them. And sometimes I think he just cooks some weird stuff sometimes, you know, some like real science experiments. But yeah, he'll definitely like cook chicken for Bonntaub and all that stuff. He's okay with doing all that. You know, for the boiled chicken video, the postpartum one, I told him that he needed to do it, but he was at work. So I just ended up doing it, but I really wanted him to do it. I thought it'd be like more funny. Oh, so the fried food thing, I don't like frying food at all. So whenever like if we eat like chicken wings or something, then I always make him fry the food. Or sometimes if we're real lazy, if I'm real lazy to cook, I'll say, I have some pork if you want to put orange sauce on it and fry it. And then he's like all about that. So he's good for frying and grilling. I don't really care for grilling. But yeah, I don't really care for frying either, but he's always willing to eat fried food. Yeah, what kind of vocal pop videos should he make? You know, he always tells me that go buy toy tumbo and put it in the freezer, right? And I just feel like Gucci said check tumbo. But he says that he'll just do it all. And sometimes I do like I'm not someone who really calls people by nicknames, but sometimes I call him like Doval. I don't know. We'll see about the tomboa thing. Well, so give me some ideas for this Nyako Pa means vocal pa videos series. You give me some ideas, maybe, you know, I could work off of them. Oh, he always talking about like working ball. So we'll see if and when that happens. Now I'm just taking some green onion and cilantro. I'm gonna chop these up. And they're like kind of yellow. They're not super green. So when they're like this, I don't know, kind of decide them. Pick them off. The yellow ones that are not as green and crispy. Oh, Gucci Bonntaub. And you know, I'm from a really small Hmong town, right? Like big Bonntaub, so big a lot. But it's like I feel like when you're in a bigger town, you right? So if you're from a bigger town, you're more willing to tuo because kukuna. But I kind of feel like since I'm from a smaller town, they'll always when they do. So always okay? Like rarely ever. And so it's okay. But yeah, Jingyu and all that stuff, I feel like we do that a lot more than pig. But since my husband is from like a bigger hometown, he's from Green Bay, and then love Bonntaub. Tao is like super goofy, right? So he would just be silly. And like, yeah, he's real goofy and I'm real serious. So I don't know. He's definitely the laid back one. And I think it's because, he's the oldest and I'm the youngest, so he kind of had to be laid back. And then I guess I wasn't spoiled and I didn't get what I wanted, but I'm not as laid back as him. If anyone ever comes to Ohio, we can do that. So you can actually taste it. Doing these lives are so much easier because I don't have to edit it later. And I can talk to you guys and you can interact and do fun stuff and talk about fun stuff. Cái này tiền nào okay? Có nhà của para có thể sao? Cái gì mà? Tôi xin rồi nó sao? Cái gì chủ con mất châu luôn. Chú kiểu. Mất tài đó. Chả như nhà coi thì chỉ khú nó nữa. I'm one of those people that throw everything in the sink and then later the sink is like filled with junk and then I have to clean the sink out. So that's why this giant sink is perfect for me. And he's really good at doing my dishes. Hello. So it looks like the broth is almost coming to a boil, so I'm going to put the meat back in. And it looks like I might have put a little bit too much broth because it looks like it's going to overflow. Thank you. Thank you for watching. And then I'm going to wait until it comes to a boil before I put in the noodles because I'm afraid if I put them in now, then the noodles will kind of like swell up a lot and become real goopy instead of like keep its shape. And something else I do is, I guess it really depends on your preference. I like my copia real thick, and I know some people don't. Some people like it thinner, but like you could either boil it for a long time and then it'll thicken up, but then if you do that, then your noodles are all thick and wide too. But what I like to do is I like to put the noodles in, and then as soon as they're cooked, I like to put like tapioca starch or cornstarch mixed with water and pour that in to help thicken it up faster so that the noodles stay thinner, and not like this wide, and the broth is thick. So right here, I'm probably just gonna take, since it's like this is how Chinese restaurants make their like General Tso's chicken sauce thicker, but they only use a little bit. But since this is like real brothy and there's a lot, I'm gonna use a little bit more starch. So tell me, like in your town, do you guys tuombo more or do you guys tuonyu more? Because like I said, in my town, they tuonyu only. Like really rarely do I actually get to eat like okay? So I'm just slowly mixing this. I'm so glad I came on, even though my camera wasn't working. I guess the quality is not like terrible. It could be better. There you go. Maybe I'll do this like on the days I'm too lazy to edit. And then it's starting to boil a little bit, so I think I'm gonna put the noodles in and then let those cook for probably about 5 minutes. And then I'll pour this in and it'll be ready. Yeah, there's a little bit of impurities, so I'm gonna skim those off. All right, and then I'm gonna let that boil for a little bit, and then I'll add this tapioca starch water. Yeah, usually the cow is for like, since the cow is like the biggest animal that you could really thaw, it's usually done for like a real big reason. So, and for like our weddings, like I said, bitchy, well, not a whole lot, right? So even though Bonntaub, we still got like itu new for our weddings. Oh well, where are you from, June? I don't remember. Are you from the Twin Cities? Uh, our store is just Chinese store, really, or I think one is like a Korean store that caters to a lot of like different like Somalians and Mexicans and like a bunch of Latinos and stuff like that. So there's one that does that, and then the other one is just the Chinese grocery store. We don't have like the stuff, the convenience stuff, you know, and everything is. It's not like when you go to Hmong village and like jopa everywhere, and it's like chia don't go right. It's all this stuff that's in plastic bags, and it's not as satisfying. And you know, I can't easily. A lot of the stuff I do, I can't easily, you know, go and get chicken herbs in the wintertime. I don't know if that's something that you guys do in the Twin Cities or in California, but that's why I have to make my own and store my own, plant my own. Um, Especially because we're like in the Midwest, right? So it's not like we live in California, like Southern California, and we can have lush plants year round. And like, I don't have access to stuff like purple lemongrass or I don't know. It's I don't got access to good food. I had to make my own food. And you know what's really annoying? I feel like there's actually a really large Korean population here where I live, but we don't have an H Mart. And I kind of, but there's like a CJ Foods, like CJ Foods is the people that distribute like BB Go dumplings. There's a CJ Food factory here, but they like, why is there not an H Mart here? I don't know. I would love to have an H Mart, and so I could eat like better seafood. Because we've been since we drive from Ohio to Green Bay a lot, there's like an H Mart in Chicago that we stop at sometimes. Oh, I'm so glad. Did you have the ranch? It's kind of weird, but it's really good, I think. My cousin actually used to make that when we were younger. It was ripped off of her. Okay, it's like but full like 6 put up. You know, it's always hit or miss with these noodles. Sometimes they're long and real pretty, and then maybe I let them dry out too much. It's just putting a towel over it instead of a wet towel. So they're all broken and short. The last time I made them, they were all long and pretty. That's cool. I mean, I think the ranch is interesting, but it is good. And it looks like it's about ready. So I'm going to slowly pour this in case it gets too thick, but I don't think it will. And usually if like I'm real lazy and maybe if I just boiled like a chicken breast, then I will add bouillon, like chicken flavoring into it. But since this stock had a lot of bones, I'm not going to add that. But I didn't add salt, so I'm gonna add some salt. And something else I like doing is I like putting everything in mason jars. So my sauce in mason jars, extra sauces are in mason jars. It makes my life easier. And I really hate having packaging. So the starch helped it thicken up just a little bit. It's not like super thick, like, you know, when you're eating day-old coffee or anything. But it's just a little bit thicker than normal broth. And let's see, black pepper. And you know, Tao likes eating really spicy stuff, so he always uses this one, the one with the pink cap. Super hot roasted chili oil. In Thai, super hot. This is the one he likes eating. I don't really like eating spicy food because I like tasting my food. But Tao is always on the hunt for a spicy pepper. And fish sauce. We're a squid house because I know there's I messaged somebody else about this, but there's like people that are diehard red boat fans or diehard 3 crab fans. I'm not. Not because I'm not a fan, but I feel like it's too expensive for what it is. It's just fish sauce. So that's why I'm a squid house. And my mom was always a squid person. I don't think it's a big deal. And, you know, if the squid is diluted, it's better because I feel like if it was 3 crab, Tao would still be using the same amount of fish sauce he uses. So this is like less sodium in my eyes. Okay, I'm going to turn it off because I think it's about to overflow. And then this bowl will be mine, and then this will be Tao's. How's the weather in Minnesota? Do you guys have snow? What's the temperature? Or where are you from? And what's the forecast where you are? Yeah, and I kind of feel like if you gotta concentrate that hard, then it ain't worth it. And then taste it. I'm really bad at like tasting my food for salt until it's ready on the table. Perfect, just undersalted, so I can add fish sauce. And I'm not gonna put any in his because I know he's gonna put like a tablespoon in his anyways. And then some cilantro and green onions. Ajay, you wanna come eat? A little bit of black pepper. Whew, 20 is so cold. But you live in the Arctic tundra. And you know, I guess 20 for this time of year actually is pretty warm. Because a few years ago, Tao and I went to a funeral in Minnesota, like this week. Oh my gosh, it was so cold. I've never experienced such cold in my life. So I am gonna add just a tiny little bit. Because a little bit's okay. I just don't like it when I can't taste anything. And I'll let him add his own. Sometimes I'll do it, but then he ends up adding to it anyways. Here you go. Is there snow in Minnesota right now on the ground?
What's the smell? Oh,
Come on, Doko.
all right. Spicy. I like mine spicy.
Yeah.
I've been watching you.
ก็คัดทั้งเตี้ยอีกเลยก็นอกก็หนองท่า Bye. Thanks for watching.
Wish you guys could be here to taste it. Oh yeah.
Yay. So he acted like he was gonna measure, and he started putting the fish sauce in the spoon, right? And then he ended up just pouring it in.
Can't go wrong with fish sauce.
I was saying that's why we're a squid house and not like a red boat house where it's stronger. See, I'm really taekyo, so I can't eat like super hot food like a lot of I feel like your Jays, it'd be boiling. They're like, yokokasu. Bye.
Toodle my noodles. I put some ice cube in here.
He's like yo too. You guys have any questions for Tao? You guys don't get to see him like this often, or it's always just my personality. So if you got a question, you should ask.
Ice machine's full.
This is what my sister bought me one year for Christmas. It's my poutine cup. I love my poutine cup. I love poutine. I'm like yo too, so I'm gonna put ice cubes in here.
I should go into that one show. The hot wings. Eat the hot wings.
You're not big enough a celebrity. Right there, June says, no. When is the vocal pop video launching?
Oh, I have to earn it. Good than your voice, eat pennies, huh? Sure, I can do that. We just gotta go find ourselves a farmer that'll sell us a live pig.
Yeah. I mean, where my parents live, they live 2 hours away. So then they need to, know where to source those things. But here, I live in a bigger city, and I don't really know where to source those things.
Amish country.
She says, you're the oldest of 10. You already have credentials.
Yeah, but then...
To qualify, huh?
To qualify, actually, but I've been away from home for too long, so I'm kind of a little bit on the rusty side.
Whatever.
ไม่จับผมบ่จับบ่เปล่าฮะ
No. He keeps saying it's because Gucci knew you're a flamethrower.
Yeah, you need a blowtorch to burn the hair off.
Yeah, trái bây giờ chính lấy hình bùa tôi to blow hình à. Maybe I should reach out to a blowtorch company and see if they'll send it to me. They won't send it to me. I don't know. What else is vocal pop stuff?
Vocal pop stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So who played? No, not yet.
Who say?
Not there yet. See. Vocal pop. Let's see. What can I?
Hey,
Ramen
June.
your here. Shaman your kwa. Change diaper.
She did say that we should do a competition. Hey, June. Just wondering. Có cho kể cha chia hoặc có cho kể cha cô nào? Just like a flamethrower. So like, right? And that's actually one of the big reasons why we married each other, I think.
We're soulmates. So we're soulmates.
Sure.
If anybody likes hot sauce, this is the best.
His life changed after he found the one with the pink top. The other stuff isn't even spicy.
No, because I always found like the Chinese one, but they're not that spicy because they mix it with oil and peanut and a little bit of garlic, but it's not spicy. It's like the Sichuan pepper is not as spicy. I don't know.
Chinese hot oil is not spicy at all.
But yeah, this is the best brand, in my opinion.
She said, "Do you know how to chop the pig head off for Tutsi Ning?" Oh, she qualified.
I know that.
Tambone.
You have to measure with 4 fingers.
You know, I told him that we should do that for a video.
We should. We'll do it. That'll be on the next project list.
You know what though? It's kind of hard because y'all right? They're very low, like they're very particular, and everyone's different. Everyone likes it like their own way, you know.
Well, as long as you do the basic, it's fine.
I said no zining or nianing ever. Do the basic.
No, some man go, the night is very picky. But they want more money though.
Yeah, somebody asked me to make a video on how to jingbo, right? After I posted the chicken one. And I feel like I said, and I just kind of feel like, would you qualify? But I did think that maybe in the springtime, maybe we'll do it in the springtime.
We're doing the spring. I'll get all my stuff ready.
Gotta buy the flamethrower first.
Oh, because you gotta have all the stuff like all hot water, more sharp knife. You gotta know.
So what else do you guys like to see? Would you like to see as a live? Something that's not like Joe, that would be a really long live.
Or you could do a cook-off.
What are you gonna cook?
I don't know. Well, we could cook live to see who's is the best.
Yeah, but we're the only judges.
Well, we'll just have to invite an audience.
Maybe. We'll see.
Or we could do like a blind taste test.
Let me know if you guys want to see me cook something else. This is really just, in December, I just started recording the stuff that we really eat. And some days, we don't.
Or how many chickens can you eat in a postpartum pregnancy?
I don't know, man. I don't think I can do the 30 days.
I think I can.
I did tell everybody that my mom should kill more chickens. You probably eat them all.
Probably after a long day of work.
feel like I should be able to eat copia. It's warm. It's chicken.
Yeah, but it's got to be plain. You can't have any.
That's fine. I don't need pepper.
Or how about how many cheeseburger can you eat? We haven't done like what is it?
An eating video?
Eating video.
Yeah, you're too busy. I always tell you to go live with me. But you're too busy. You're always like, nah. Whatever. 你拿去做什么啊？好有。
Or a cooking video, Hmong only. How's that?
You should do it in Hmong share. Hay là rất có tới chỉ hai luôn đó.
Cá tê tê lấy lô. Chân gì thêm.
Chúng hay để cái một giờ. Ola hả? Ola tê tê.
Yeah. Like.
Ai à, có sữa đâu.
So good. Yeah.
Ê, có là có tỏi cheese na.
Là thì có tỏi cilantro, roxy, đó. Let's see.
Nói là bỏ củ phá rồi chưa? Là tham gia đá nó chế nè.
我辣东西是好。
Nè. Nè, chị bỏ củ phá, chị qualify.
这个人呢，辣牛 or 辣蟹 or otherwise they call it.
Ôi dồi. Nè, để chị từ hai đúng không ạ?
Or
I feel weirded out eating raw la. So, do you guys eat raw la? I don't know. I just feel like chiku or maybe I'll get sick from it or all kinds of stuff. So I never eat it. I never touch it. I'm weirded out by it. My mom doesn't eat it either. She used to like bring it home as leftovers and then she'd cook it. And then that's the only way I would eat it.
I usually do it right off when we kill a cow or the sirloin tip. The sirloin cut.
Yeah, I'm a little weirded out about eating it. I feel like you can get real sick.
Talking about it, I'm craving for it. Maybe next video.
I guess I would eat it if it was like beef tartare from a fancy restaurant though. But not you toy meal and then you eat raw lot, I won't do it.
But it's fresh though. It's fresh.
So when I was in Laos with my mom back in 2013, it was when I was a senior in college. The toy new for us, right? And they only ate raw lot, and my mom was like, I can't eat this. So then they had to cook, like they cooked one plate of la for the two of us to split because that's just the way they ate it there. They just ate raw la. And my mom were like, we can only eat the sticky rice.
It just depends on who cuts the meat. If they do it very clean.
Can't trust people.
But
Chop the chicken I do not cook now.
extra flavor, I guess. But with COVID, it's kind of like iffy about eating, raw beef. Ooh. Man, this is good for a nice cold winter. Well, it's not actually cold here in Columbus. It's actually warmed up.
Yeah, some of the snow melted.
I know, I miss being back home. All the snow.
We did. We're having a boy. And we're going to go with the name Piaj. Tao really, like, if we had a girl, he really wanted the name Pearl. But everyone told me that Pearl, I didn't have people growing up, but everyone told me that Pearl was the name of Mr. Crab's whale daughter. So I was like, I don't know if you want to name our daughter after a whale.
Pearl's a beautiful name.
But we're having a boy, so we're going to go with Taiyang, and Taiyang's going to be dressed in a lot of whale stuff, I think. Because whales are blue.
It's going to be a fisherman, hunter, soccer player, volleyball player, a basketball player.
Don't lie. How is he so athletic when we're not?
We are. I am. Back in my prime. Whoa. Wrong too. Oh, sorry. Oh.
Jeez.
But
I was telling my sister-in-law that I was going to make him get a job when he's 5, and hopefully he starts doing the dishes when he learns how to walk. So I don't have to do them.
at least know how to make the rice. One finger.
First knuckle. All right. So actually, I was looking at the clock, and it took me about an hour to make kopia. So from start to finish, with making noodles and boiling the chicken and everything, only taking an hour. I think that's pretty good for making kopia. Like, shut up.
Waited for 1 hour.
Anyways, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching and being interactive with us. It's been a lot of fun. DM me or message me or comment below and let me know if you guys want me to cook something in particular. Because, I'm always up for ideas, and I don't know, I think it's fun. So, thank you for watching. Maybe we'll do this again. And hopefully, I just need to update my computer, and I hope the real camera will work so the quality will be better. So, bye. Thank you.